everyone, it's Laurie, back for a video, outdoors. I hope this finds you all well and happy and healthy wherever you are in the world. You can see this is going to be something different because, firstly, because I'm back after a very long break. Secondly, because I'm outside and I'm never filming outside. And thirdly, because I have a special guest star.
Hi!
Grace.
Of a Modern Unicorn.
My daughter Grace of a Modern Unicorn, who's very nicely agreed to do this
tag.
Interesting tag with me.
Yeah.
To kind of get back going into, get back doing a bit of YouTubing again. Doing the YouTube. So.
I recently as well has just come back from a long break, and anybody who's watched my channel knows I think I've put up about 2 more videos recently. Hopefully I'll be doing some more, but I thought it'd be fun to join you and do some fun stuff.
Yay! Yeah. Okay, whoops. Oh, the fun of being outdoors.
Yeah, so we're doing the Get to Know Your Witches tag by Little Cosmic Crow. Hashtag Get to Know Your Witches. That's the part where you put in Get to Know Your Witches.
So, shall we just, I'll start into it by saying, you said it was created by Little Cosmic Crow, and I have seen it on Asha's channel, who is Mnomquah here on YouTube, and also Magdalena's channel, who is Wolf of Coins.
Yes.
She's both done, we've seen both of those people do that, and so we thought it would be kind of fun to do this tag. Okay.
Come on. Come under the table. Mr. Cabell, she joins us.
Live video, huh? I guess we're not live though.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
You can edit anything out that you want.
That's right. That's right. Okay, question number 1. Does your sun sign, your zodiac sign, portray you correctly? And if not, do your other planetary signs?
I thought that was a funny question because you and I, our sun sign is the most dominant signs in our charts because we've done our birth chart. I'm a Gemini. I just had my birthday yesterday.
She did?
Yep, I'm 21 now.
2-1.
Yeah. And
2-1.
we've done my birth chart as well, and Gemini is one of my most predominant signs, as well as the air element in general. And I definitely think it describes me.
So the neighbors just started doing something loud.
We'll be fine.
Okay.
And for me, Gemini is like very flighty and very enthusiastic about stuff, very creative, very thought-oriented. That's definitely me. So I know some people have said that I have some qualities similar to some earth signs and things like that. My rising is Virgo. So I do have some of those Virgo traits as well, but I am mostly like an air sign, very much super Gemini, because I think my Sun, Moon, Mars, and another sign of mine are, my midheaven as well, are all in Gemini. So that explains why I am the way I am.
You're very Gemini. You were bouncing off the walls yesterday on your birthday. You were so excited. It was really cute.
Yep.
Let me just look at my notes, although I know what I am. Yeah, I'm Virgo Sun, because I've talked about that before here on my channel, and I'm Sagittarius Moon and Libra Rising. And what's funny is when I was watching Mnomquah's, she and I are like evil twins, because she's a Sagittarius Sun and a Virgo Moon and a Libra Rising. So we're like evil twins of each other. And yeah, and I think that does suit my personality a lot. But the Sag Moon is that, I think that part of me that likes to like change things up and really likes things to be different and doesn't like to be kind of tied down to things. Now Libra Rising, I was reading something interesting the other week about the North Node and the South Node.
Okay.
And how your North Node is about like what sort of life focus you're supposed to have in this life, or what kind of energy you're supposed to bring in.
Tell me about that.
And then your South Node is kind of like what you've already done previously, like your soul has already managed to cope with like past lives or whatever. And my North Node is Aries, which means my South Node, because it would be then the opposite. So my South Node's Libra. Also, I'm Libra rising, but your South Node tends to be what you have already dealt with in past incarnations and kind of what you're bringing into this life,
Yeah.
what you've already done. And so that's that Libra balancey stuff, and then my rising sign is Libra, the balancing stuff. So it's kind of interesting to think about how,
Yeah.
like,
And you have the perfect half and half with the Lilith Sun and Selena Moon, right? No, the Lilith Dark Moon,
Dark
Selena
Moon
Light
Lilith and White Moon Selena.
Yeah. Got that perfect half.
Mine are
and half, don't you?
exactly 50-50. Yeah,
Yeah.
like my yin yang is exactly like a devil on Benabel Wen did my chart a few years ago, and she said it's like I've got an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other shoulder, and it's like exactly split down the middle.
Yeah.
which
I don't
is
remember what my
kinda
north
cool.
or south nodes are, so I couldn't say. But
We don't know very much about astrology.
no, well, I think we've picked up quite
Just a
a
little
bit,
bit.
you know, over the years.
Yeah.
We both had our charts done by Benabel Wen. We've had some stuff done by some other people as well, I feel like. Or at least we've read some stuff up
Yeah.
on astrology.
Kasha has done a bit of stuff for me.
Yeah, she's done some of your chart. I
Yeah.
don't think she ever did mine, but yeah, we've definitely explored some of astrology, so we're somewhat familiar with it,
a
but
little bit, yeah.
not we're not buffs or experts
No.
by any sense of the
No,
imagination.
but it's kind of cool. I like
Yeah.
finding out the tidbits of information,
Mhm.
and then it explains a lot about why people are the way they are. And for me, it helps me to have a little bit more compassion with people, because I understand that these are just qualities that people brought into their life or whatever. You know, if it annoys me, like mess. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, okay, question number 2. What songs bring you the most magical vibes?
So this one was hard. I hadn't actually thought of it. But I have a couple, I think, that I could say bring the most magical vibes. And if we're going for magical as in like evokes feelings of like being close to, you know, the web of weird and all that kind of stuff, then I have to say the
Oh, what is it?
what is it called? It's the Hobbit theme song from the Lord of the Rings movies. Yeah, I can't concerning hobbits.
Hobbits.
Yeah, because that one always for me feels very like there's something just deeply magical about it,
Yeah.
very fae-like to it.
Yeah, it's the flutes, I think.
Yeah, it's the whole Lord of the Rings soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah.
But the other song that I feel like feels most like my witchiness is Maya the Psychic by Gerard Way. It's a good song.
Okay,
Have you
I don't
listened
know
to
that
it? I'll have to listen to it. It's good.
The music actually that I like the best that fits in this category are some CDs I have by an artist named Mary Themes Schuneman. I'm just going to bring them out to show like the CDs. Maybe I'll just try to pop a copy in here when I edit it. It was playing. And we're back. Yeah, okay, so I think I was talking about Mary Themes Schuneman, and I'm going to put a link in down here. She passed away about 10 years ago, but when she was dying from cancer, she recorded 2 CDs of songs, and someone gave them to me as a gift a long time ago, and might even be longer than 10 years. But I love the music, I love the songs, and it's just very evocative and
Pele one we listen to a lot.
feminine and sort of nature-y, goddessy. It's really lovely, spiritual kind of song. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Question number 3. Which one of your deities, guides, or ancestors is the most sarcastic with you? If this doesn't apply to you, which of your tarot or oracle decks is?
Okay. So I don't think the deities, guides, ancestors things really applies to me too much, but the tarot oracle does, and so I picked 2 decks to talk about for that. The first one is Dame Fortune's Wheel. Oh, you've got longer arms. I think I just recently got this deck this year, maybe in the winter time,
Something
and so I
like
haven't
that.
been working with it for too long. I guess maybe half a year now, but it's because the artwork. I guess I can open it and show it. Because the artwork is very Marseille-like, and the whole. It's got that vibe, and I do tend to sort of read it that way. Oh gosh, another plane. This is going to take forever to film.
Do you want to try filming it somewhere else?
It's
Okay.
niche.
Let's talk fast.
Okay.
When the next one comes along.
Yeah, anyway, so I read it similar to Marseille, only the minor arcana are have different scenes, and so it tells really fantastic stories, especially if I line up 3 cards. It will be very blunt, very sarcastic, doesn't pull any punches. And then the other one would be Mildred Payne Oracle, which I have in this little bag, and I'm waiting for the latest edition, the Black Pack. It's called, mine's not here yet. I'm really kind of sad.
I know, because Kelly Bear got hers.
Kelly Bear got hers already, and she's in
Kelly
the
Bear.
UK.
We're jealous.
And I'm only 1 state away from Patrick Glenn's. I'm not
I know,
sure
he could have driven it over.
Why
Didn't
hasn't he given me my black pack yet, Patrick?
Patrick?
Thought we were special friends. So I've got my little cheat sheet, which I'm going to be updating hopefully this week with the new cards, because I sneaked and saw them on Kelly Bear's channel, so I know what they are. But Millie always reads on anything. She'll snoop. She'll read on people's health. She will read on third-party business, other people's business. She loves to get in other people's beeswax. So those are great. 2 great decks for snarky, snoopy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Scrupulous reading.
Inscrupulous.
Inscrupulous? Yeah, that's a word, right? Inscrupulous. Okay.
Gosh, I'm trying to think. Mostly, I tend to work with guides, I work with my guides, but I tend to work with like deities or ancestors like infrequently. Although they are a part of my practice, I don't work with them in depth enough for to have a really like deep understanding of their personality.
Tell me something. Tell me something. I may be wrong.
Okay.
You don't seem to seek them out.
That's true. I don't. They seek me out.
Yeah.
They absolutely.
That's what I was
seek me
thinking.
out. But no, I don't tend to seek them out.
They'll seek you out, and then you'll kind of look to see, what is this work I'm supposed to be doing?
Yeah. Another plan.
Oh my gosh. We're on the flight path on nice days, and it's a nice day.
Okay. So yeah, I don't tend to seek out like deities, guides. They
That's what I
usually
was thinking.
seek me out, but
And then you'll do investigations to see like
Yeah.
what's going on, what do I need to do, or what do I need to pay attention
Yeah.
to, or whatever.
because recently I did work with Saint Rita, who I found from Cultist of the Virgin, who's on Instagram. I'm not sure if he has a YouTube channel or not.
I don't think so.
But I found Saint Rita from him, and then I ended up working with her to do a altar that I've since taken down. But so I don't really have any guides that are super sassy, but I do have a deck which I did not bring out because I wasn't thinking about it. But it is the Dame Darcy's Mermaid Tarot, and that is like the sassiest deck I've ever had. Oh no, what is she rolling in? I have to give Tinkerbell a bath later. Anyway, the Dame Darcy's Mermaid Tarot, I did a Monday reading, which I usually do on my Instagram. I did a Monday reading with it, and boy, was it wanted to be like sassy. It was like palm reading, like it wanted to read your palms. It was great, but it was definitely my sassiest deck. Okay, so that was number 3. Question number 4, biggest witchy mishap or misinterpretation?
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I've literally not had one. Not that I've never made mistakes, because I have made mistakes, certainly, but I've never had anything catastrophic happen.
I think we may have had candles have weird... Maybe some candles did weird things?
Yeah, but I wouldn't call that a mishap.
Do we have anything that was like a fail?
No.
I can't think of anything that was a fail.
I think some things didn't work as well as I wanted them to, but, you know, it just happens sometimes. You know, we don't always know what's good for us. So, question number 5, would you write a book on your craft or spirituality, and why? The second part of the question is, if you already have, what are your challenges in doing so? I know neither of us are writing one, so we don't need to answer the second part.
No, I'm not
we?
writing one. No.
Okay, I'm not either. Just thought I'd check. Would you write one?
I had a homeschooling blog, if you remember, many years ago.
Sorry.
You don't remember?
Uh-uh.
Okay, I had it a long time ago. And I turned all of my material into a book, a homeschooling kind of book. But it's just manuscript form. I've never done anything with it. And I've written some workbooks for my Reiki classes. But those are just things that I've distributed printed and distributed for my
Your
students.
students, yeah.
Not,
You've never really written anything for public consumption.
no, I haven't. But, you know, I've been thinking a lot about starting like a grimoire
Ooh,
of some kind
yeah.
of my own stuff that I do. The things that I learned, the things that I do, the things that I've incorporated from other places. Just because it doesn't seem like anyone out there kind of does what I do.
Yeah.
You know, which is just normal. But someday someone might be interested.
Yeah.
So
I think lots of people are. That's why people watch your YouTube channel and they subscribe to your Instagram.
it could be. You could be right.
I could be right.
You could be right.
I am.
And so I was kind of thinking that someday I might want to do something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I haven't fleshed that out
Yeah.
yet. What about you?
No.
Not at all.
No interest. Not in that I don't think I'm doing anything different that people might want to read about. I think I do things differently and people are interested in them. But I just put it on Instagram. I'm not really interested in writing a book on it because I don't feel like at this point I don't have enough that would work to flesh out a book. And also I've written books before and it's just not something I'm interested in writing a book on.
You've written books, that's
Yeah.
true. Proper
Fiction books,
published
yeah.
fiction books, yeah.
Yeah, they're on Amazon. And we can put the link down in the description box to those.
Definitely.
But yeah, just no interest.
Okay, 6. If someone wanted to summon you to their circle, what 5 items would they need?
Okay. So, I've actually talked about this before with some of my friends, including Ingrid, who is Friendly Magpie Oracle on Instagram. We're name dropping everyone today. So, the things
I love you so much.
I love you so much. Love Fest.
Love Fest. She's fun. She's so much fun. I can't stand it.
It's my Gemini. So some of the things that you would have to put in a circle if you wanted to summon me would be tea. You need a good cup of tea, very hot. It needs to be very hot and it needs to be in like a really nice mug. It doesn't have to be like a handmade mug, just a really nice mug that'll keep the tea warm for a nice long time. Because heaven knows, I don't drink my tea in time.
Typhoon?
No, Yorkshire Gold.
Oh, Yorkshire Gold is
Yorkshire
your favorite.
Gold. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yorkshire Gold. With stevia.
I like
I don't like
typhoon.
Yeah, I don't like sugar in
You
my
don't like
tea.
sugar, huh?
So you'd have to put a cup of tea in. You'd have to put at least one Diana Wynne Jones novel in there. Any one, doesn't matter, but it has to be a Diana Wynne Jones novel. Probably in paperback, so it's easier to carry around. Then you would need to put in a plushie or a squishy of some kind. So something that's very, like, either a really soft, adorable stuffed animal or a squishy thing. Then you need to put in a knife, because knives are cool. And then for the 5th thing, just throw a whole bunch of glitter on it. Just cover that shit in glitter. Just everywhere. Glitter everywhere. Just cover the whole thing in glitter.
All right, me. Yes. First thing we need is a bonfire.
A bonfire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're making a bonfire.
So we're making a bonfire, at sunset.
Okay. Oh, at sunset.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can summon me any time of day. I don't care.
So a bonfire at sunset or after dark, just
Okay.
after dark, dusk,
Okay.
right? And I think we'll put a blanket down next to the bonfire.
Okay, so that's 2 items.
And
Or is this just a setup? So you need a special setup to summon you, and then stuff.
we need a special time of day.
Okay.
We need an elements
Okay.
of fire.
Okay.
We need,
And air.
and it's on Earth.
Yeah.
So we're on Earth. So
Okay.
blankets, you can sit on the Earth.
Yeah.
And a bottle of Newcastle Brown Ale.
Nice. Okay, for our water.
And then
Have all the elements covered.
a Queen sing-along playlist.
Nice.
And I'm there, right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Modern unicorn.
Modern unicorn.
Modern unicorn. Modern unicorn. And then I'll be there. And I'll,
That you
I'll
would
be there.
save so much money on plane fare.
Oh God, I know, right?
Just summon me, please.
Just summon me.
Summon me. I'll be there for dinner.
Okay. 7. If you were a ghost, what place would you haunt?
Okay. Did you go first on the last one?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'll go first on this one. I would haunt a shop
Nice.
because I've always wanted a shop.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be a shopkeeper.
Mhm.
A bookshop, a yarn shop, metaphysical shop.
I love
That's
going
what I'd
there.
haunt. I'd haunt a shop in a little village like that, somewhere with the weather, where the weather was nice.
Yeah.
What about you? What would you haunt?
I would also probably haunt a shop, but I would want to haunt somewhere like super modern. So I would probably haunt like the bookshop where I work. I work in a bookshop, nerd's dream. Because first of all, there are already ghosts in that bookshop. There already are. There already are. But I would want to haunt somewhere that'd be just, like, really inconvenient. I just want to be inconvenient. So, like, haunt, like, a grocery store or something dumb just for, like, a little while.
The Mall of the Americas.
Yeah.
That's that really giant mall.
It's too big. It needs to be much smaller than
Okay.
that. Because it needs to be,
You
like...
need to be able to make an impact.
Yeah, because I want to be able to, not necessarily, like, throw stuff around, but, like, I want to, like, put stuff in the wrong place. Or, like, leave scissors out or something. You know, just to make chaos. As much chaos as possible, you know.
Think of all the fun places it would be to, like, cause trouble.
Oh,
like
yeah.
at the telephone company.
I just
You
want
could
to
switch
cause
people's
trouble.
calls.
Yeah.
You could, you
Yeah.
know.
I'll haunt- I probably
Nobody
wouldn't
actually
haunt-
does this anymore,
I
though,
probably
do
wouldn't
they?
haunt, probably
Who
not.
are you calling? 1 minute, please.
I probably wouldn't haunt a specific location. I think I'd want to float around because I might also want to haunt a church. I think that would be fun to haunt a church and then knock stuff over. All right. Are you going to ask me the next question?
What are we on? What number?
8.
So what's the funniest way someone has reacted to finding out you are a witch?
I've literally never had a funny reaction to it, I don't think. I think some people have been
Have you
surprised.
told people that you do witchy stuff?
I think a lot of people know that because I mentioned, I was like, oh yeah, you know, I gauge it depending on who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to someone younger who seems a little bit more open, I might tell them, like, I practice witchcraft or I dabble in witchcraft. Someone a little bit older, I say I'm, like, into esoteric stuff. Which is why I describe myself as an esoteric Christian.
That's how I describe myself, as an
But-
esoteric Christian, too.
Esoteric Christian, witch.
I do some little pagan-y things.
Yeah. I think I describe myself as an esoteric Christian because it's a nice way to sum up my practice for other people, but I do identify as a witch.
Yeah.
I think the most delightfully unusual reaction I had was when we were at your mom's group for LGBTQ, moms of LGBTQ kids. We went, and I was talking with somebody's son. He's training to be a pastor because he wants to be like an LGBTQ pastor. And I mentioned, I said, oh, you know, I identify as a Christian. I said, but I also, you know, I dabble in witchcraft and things like that. And his reaction was like, oh, cool. And then he said, oh, do you follow so-and-so on Instagram? She's my friend and she also does witchcraft. Like, that was just like, and I was like so surprised because even though I kind of thought, like, as a Christian himself, he was going to be pretty open to stuff like that, you still don't always know, like, with people who identify as Christian, even though I do myself. You know, it's in America.
Well,
it's
because
a little bit hard.
in America where we live right now, it's pretty bad.
It's really bad right now. So
And so, but among the people that we tend to hang out with, or friends or whatever like that, most people know that we are some kind of Christian, and that we do other
pagan stuff. Yeah.
Like I do Reiki, and we do tarot cards, and we do, you know, I have herbs and I do a lot of herbal remedies and essential oils, and so people kind of know us as we do weirdo stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't typically tell people stuff. I mean, I have said things before, like if people are having discussions about it, where I'll say things like, well, I'm a weirdo, I believe in reincarnation. Like, I'll just throw it like that out there. Not that I think that people are weird who believe that. That's not what I mean, but it's like a self-conscious sort of...
Yeah, it's kind of like you're trying to soften the blow a little bit.
self-deprecating little thing before someone explodes in a, like, fanatical, you know... evangelical or kind of tirade or something at me, you know, kind of throw it out there. And the funny thing is, many times I've had people say back things like, oh, I'm a weirdo, I do too. Things like that. So
yeah. And I'm very open in, like, my personal life that I am, like, a witch and all this kind of stuff. So one of the, I guess, a funny thing that has happened is the fact that I'll have people comment or like my videos on YouTube here, and I tend to share them on Facebook and things like that where my personal friends are. And so many times it'll be like it'll be my friends, like, who will, you know, people I wouldn't expect, like Mackle or people like that will just like my videos, and I'm like, oh, thanks. You know, it's just funny, and it makes me smile.
Somebody I work with, like my tarot video,
yeah,
okay,
exactly.
whatever, you know, that you can kind of just
fun.
be yourself.
Yeah,
yeah.
And people definitely, now they understand, like, cater to that too, as well as like gifts and things like that. I do tend to get like a lot of witchy stuff for my altar.
You do,
especially from Lisa. Yeah,
you're fun to buy for.
Okay.
9. Do we have any superstitions?
I have 0 superstitions.
I'm pretty sure I do.
I actually probably do have superstitions.
I'm pretty sure I do, because I have some things that I'm like weird about, and they feel almost superstitiously weird about it. So I think you know this, because like one of the examples is when somebody in my family is like going somewhere, and it's like text when you get there, right? You know how you tell it to people, and then if I don't like people to text back, made it. because that always sounds like it was iffy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
ooh, it was dicey. It was dicey. You know,
We made it.
There were explosions going off everywhere. You know, like we had to drive through a war zone. We made it. We might not make it back, but we made it here. You know, it always feels like really negative. So I'm always like, just say I'm here or at work or whatever, you know, because I feel like superstitious. So I do think I have some level of superstition around voicing negative things. And I've even done that with you guys a lot, where you'll say, you say so, I can't think of anything right now, but like some extreme, you know, silly thing that kids say. I'm gonna die if this happens, or I'm probably gonna fail, or whatever like that. And so I would be big on saying, like, don't say that. You know, change that languaging. Change, because I'll be like, languaging, you know, change the languaging. So I think I do have some superstitions around languaging.
I mean, I probably
Did that
do.
make any sense?
Yes, that did. That made perfect sense. I probably do have some superstitions, but I can't think of any of them. Like, I honestly, like, if I do, they're unconscious superstitions.
Salt.
I just don't know. No. I mean, I try not to jinx people, you know, when you say, but I've kind of grown out of that, so I don't know.
We have a little gargoyle at our front door.
Okay, yeah, I do. Every
His
time I
name's
leave the house,
Fido.
I do pet him and tell him, watch the house, Fido.
Yeah.
I do a
Whenever I
superstition.
pass him, I always thank him for watching the house. So,
But we've created him almost as a
little guardian.
yeah, like
spirit.
a guardian, or what was the helpful ones you were talking, not demons, but the helpful things you were telling Andy about, the
Servitors?
the servitors.
Kind
We've
of.
almost-
I feel like he's more a house guardian than a servitor, but yeah.
I think we've kind of created him into a house guardian, so you have to thank him. I do rub the Buddha's belly in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Just a couple little things.
If you could possess any fantasy magic, what would it be?
Okay, you already know this one. So
You already know
I'm
mine too.
thinking a little bit less Harry Potter magic and a little bit more magical powers, so X-Men sort of thing.
Okay.
If I could, I would want to be able to withstand heat and fire, because
Wow.
there's nothing I want more than just stick my hands in a bonfire.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about
Yeah,
that.
we
I want
talked
to just
about
stick
that
my hands in a bonfire and not get burned.
Do you know what? You can come close to doing that when we play Snapdragons
New Year's.
at New Year's.
Or Halloween.
Yeah.
So you take raisins and you soak them in like rum or something.
Brandy works great if you have
and then you
brandy.
light them on
On
fire.
a plate you don't care too much about.
And then you light them on fire, and you have to. The
You
game
light
is
the
you
plate.
have to grab the flaming raisins and pop them in your mouth while they're still alight.
And
Awesome. It doesn't burn.
and it doesn't
It's
burn.
just hot. It doesn't burn.
And it's not hot at all. So then the trick is to do it with someone around who doesn't know the trick, because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, "You're eating fire," and
It's
then
great.
And then they get brave enough at some point, and they start doing it, and then they're like, "Oh, hey!"
Plus rum raisins or brandy.
Rum raisins or brandy
It's
raisins.
really good.
And it's just a fun. Kids
It's really
can play
fun.
it, and they like
Yeah.
it. Kids especially like the idea of fire and alcohol.
Yeah.
So
Two of my favorite things.
yes,
All right. What about you? What would your powers be?
I can smell her.
I know.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll wash her after the video. It's
man.
okay. She's
Okay.
outside.
Oh, mind flying. I
Yeah.
used to dream of flying.
Oh yeah.
I would fly. I would fly, baby. I would love it. All right.
Okay. What is something random on your altar?
Okay. Do you have anything random on yours?
Oh, I was asking you.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I brought down the two things that I found that were randomly on my altar. The first one is this plastic clothes peg for hanging your clothes out. But what I use it for is if I don't have a stand for a card that I want to stand up on my altar. And it has to, I mean, I wouldn't do this on any,
Cards you really liked.
well, no, any collectible or expensive deck. Even though it doesn't really damage it. And then you can put it on like that, and then it stands. Can they see that?
Yeah, they can see it.
And then it stands up. And so, and I just leave it there in case I don't have this. I want to put a card up and they don't have anything for it. So
Perfect.
that's kind of a weird random thing on my altar. And then the other one is, I have this. Do you think they could hear through that? Probably, huh?
Yeah, I think it's
I have
fine.
this coaster that I
It's cute.
bought at a craft fair a couple of years ago. It looks like, no, it's not a pretzel, it's an owl. You see it's an owl?
I did kind of think it was a pretzel. I'm sorry.
And I have a matching votive holder,
Aww.
tea light holder. And I put it up there because I have the tea light holder up there, but I don't use this for anything. It was just kind of lying under some flowers that I have in there. And then I realized it could be like a little charging plate.
Yeah.
You like charge it up, and then I could do like intention setting or put something on it or whatever. I might try that. I haven't tried that before.
Yeah, okay.
What about you? What do you have random?
So I think the most random things I have in my altar, which I did not bring down either, are these. I have these little tiny statues, and they're about like an inch, maybe an inch and a half tall, and they're 3 little white. I think they're made of like porcelain or something. Statues that are little like Jizos or little Buddhas or something, but they're doing the hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil, that sort of thing.
You said hear no evil, speak no evil.
Yeah.
See no evil.
Yeah, I know. Coordination's not my strong suit. But I got those from a friend for my birthday. So those are a little bit random,
They're like
I guess.
little monks.
They're like little
Buddhist monks.
Yeah, they're really cute. And the other random things I guess I would have on my altar is, so my altar's on a bookshelf, and next to my altar space I have like my perfumes, and on the other side of my perfumes I have the hilt of a lightsaber.
Oh, that's a cool thing to put on.
So it's just the hilt of my lightsaber. My brother got it for me for my birthday like 2 years ago. And I have the blade as well. It's from Sabers something. It's like a really cool, they're like really expensive, like proper lightsabers. You can like customize them. So he bought me a customized one, which is really cool. It lights up blue and it makes sounds when you move it. It's the real deal. But I have the hilt because I wanted to keep that out. Even though the blade's under my bed, the hilt just is on my altar.
It'll slice right through an enemy.
Yep. Alright, if one of the YouTubers you watched was a genie, and they could grant you 3 wishes within their power, who would it be, and what wishes, and it can't be for more wishes? It should be able to be for more wishes. Game the system. Okay.
Do you have one?
You go first.
Okay, so the YouTuber that I watch, this would be Teflon Penry.
Yes!
Mrs. Penry, and I've talked about her before. She's a woman in Wales who is a solitary pagan witch. And she's
great.
It's oh gosh, I just love that channel, and I watch her, and she's not doing a ton of videos right at the moment, but there's just hundreds of videos to watch from her playlists in the past. And I think if she was a genie, I would have her grant me 3 wishes, and it would probably be to be able to go there and study with her or learn from her, hang out with her, and then be able to bring everything I learned back home.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. So
Okay. So mine are going to be a little more fantastical.
Okay.
So the YouTuber I would choose would be Cosmic Creeper.
Of course.
You knew Tegan, lovely Tegan, who's like one of my best friends. I would have her grant me knowing the fact that we are like twins, I would have her grant me the ability to create portals so I could go places. I don't want to magically just appear. I want to create portals and go places like in Doctor Strange, where they have the sling ring and they're able to create portals to other places.
Okay.
So that would be really cool.
So the ding dong, it's like, oh,
Like,
someone's
and then
at
it's
the
set
door.
through the portal, and it's I'm in Poland or whatever. I'm just like wherever. So it'd be that, definitely. The other one would be to be able to communicate with animals. Like more than I do now. Like I can communicate with animals, but I'd like to be able to proper communicate with animals. Really understand them. And then I think the third wish would be I'm gonna go super fantastical and say I want to be able to change my appearance too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like the Animorph
Tonks
Mage. I think was she no, not Animorph Mage. She was
Metamorph
Magi.
something.
Metamorph Magi.
Something, yeah.
I think that was what Tonks was.
Tonks in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And she could change her looks and
I think
hair
only
and-
to an extent, but I'd be fine with that. Like she could just make her look
she has to
different
be
every
more
day.
humanoid.
Yeah, I think she like can keep like her basic shape. I'm not sure if she could change skin color, but I know she could change like eye color, hair color, and length and appearance. I think she could change her
Size?
face.
Could she change her
I'm
size
not
and
sure
her
about
facial
size. She
features?
could change her face because she made a duck face at one point. Like she gave her like a duck face, like a proper duck.
Oh, okay.
So, but I'm not sure how much that extends to. But I'd like to be able to do metamorph.
Was
Magi.
that in the movie or in the book?
That was in the movie. I don't think that was in the.
Don't bark at the neighbors.
Okay. 13. If you could instantly be expert in any craft or spirituality, what would it be? No, she can't come inside because she needs a bath.
She rolled in something, so we just have to put
Unless
up
you
with
want to
it.
give her a bath.
No, it's all right. We'll give her a bath.
If you want to give her a bath, though.
I'll give her a bath when I'm done.
Okay. If you could instantly become an expert in any part of your craft or spirituality, what would it be? I know this one. Do you have a
Yeah, plants.
plants? You'd be an expert in plants.
Yeah.
Plant expert.
I love trying to grow them, but I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I kill plants. I'm not good at growing them. I don't feel like I understand the whole thing very well. I would love to be good at plants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at plants either. I killed my hot pepper seedlings because I forgot to water them for like a week. Oops.
Yeah. I'll do it.
Yeah. If I could instantly become an expert, honestly, it would be in psychic
Oh, yeah.
visions and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like be able to do psychic visions because I've been able to have them in the past, but with intense ramifications. So obviously,
Well, not intense, but
They were-
physical ramifications.
They were pretty intense. Physical
Manifested
ramifications.
physical ramifications.
Yeah, including very bad heartburn,
You did get really
an
bad.
actual cavity.
Yeah.
Which I've never had cavities in my life, and also just a
Got a
gushing nosebleed that
got a
just came out of
nosebleed.
nowhere, kind of like, exactly like 11 from Stranger Things, because I was just sitting doing my
The
makeup
girl
and
on
it
the
just,
show.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was just doing my makeup and just I look up and my face is just like dripping with blood.
It's
So
not funny.
it was terrible at the time because it almost made me late for work, but it's funny now. So I think it would be being able to do psychic visions, be an expert in that.
With more
Control.
safety, preparation, control.
Oh yeah, you know that's why
Sort of
you'd be an
thing
expert
around
in it. It's like
Yeah.
I would know how to do it.
Right.
So
Without,
I don't do it anymore.
No. She doesn't.
Okay. 14. When you die, what do you think will happen to you or your soul?
What do you think?
Answer this.
Okay, so I think the closest thing I could say to express what I think
Mhm.
is I think I'm sort of have a Christian universalist outlook. So basically, I don't think there's a hell. I don't think there's a devil. I think evil is here, and this is hell. So, in a way, you know, like we make it, humans make it.
Yeah, free
Um,
choice.
But I do, to some extent, think there is a heaven, in that there is a return to spirit place that's a good place,
Mhm.
maybe where we learn things or whatever. So I tend to think that what happens is people, I also believe in reincarnation, so I do believe that people, when they die, they go back to spirit, where they have to learn new skills to maybe eventually be born again in a different body or something to work on, to continue to work on these life skills.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I think. And to me, that works because in this way, and it was really informed by a book that your dad had me read a couple of years ago called Love Wins.
Oh yeah, I mean to read
And
that.
it was like, it was written by this Christian pastor who's a very progressive, and he's like, hey, everybody gets to go to heaven. And it didn't really make sense to me that, like, Hitler goes to heaven. Do you know what I mean? Pol Pot goes to heaven. That doesn't really make sense. But the idea that everybody returns to spirit, and then some people have to
Go around again.
work back around again, made complete sense. And so it was just like, bang, boom, it meshed everything together for me. So
Yeah.
it feels likely.
Yeah. So I also have very complicated thoughts and opinions on this.
Is that complicated?
I don't know. Maybe it's not complicated.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if the also was supposed to be in there, but I
Yeah.
definitely do have complicated feelings and opinions because I actually don't believe in a heaven either. I don't think there's like a place that we go after we die and it's like, oh, it's all happy and sunshine and rainbows. 'Cause I think that's, I don't know. I don't believe that at all. But I also don't believe in a hell. I don't believe in an afterlife the way we conventionally believe in an afterlife. I think I believe more something along the lines of what you said. Like that you kind of go back to like spirit school, but I believe in it much more as like less of it being a like truly like benevolent place. I believe it to be just like a neutral place. Like it's like here, but there's obviously a less polarity as far as good and evil. I think it's just neutral. You know, people are there and people learn things. You go back to spirit and it's not you, it's your soul, and your soul I think is different from who you are on earth. and you know your soul can end up doing other things, but it's separate from what you do here. And I think a lot of karma and things like that affects us now as opposed to affects us along a different line.
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Because I can't.
So what you're saying is it's not as much karma that we do now is going to affect us in some another life.
Yeah,
you
I think karma
we
affects
do
us
now
now.
affects us now.
Because there would
So
be
it's
no
like
reason.
quick return karma.
Yeah, because to me, like, and my thoughts on this is that, like, I can't reason that, like, the girls who were kidnapped by Boko Haram, you know, are working through karma. Because it's like, so what, were they really bad in a past life that they deserve this now? I don't think that's possible. And I don't think that's fair. And I don't think that would be I don't think any creator, you know, whether you think they're a, like, you know, God or Allah or whatever you want to call them.
Goddess.
Goddess, exactly. Whatever you think that the creator is, that they would be a creator who would have that much kind of, like, weird ramifications. Like, that just doesn't fit for me.
It's very vindictive.
It is, and I don't like that. So I think it's, like, I don't think Hitler comes back as, you know, a little kid who's, you know, molested as a child or something like that. Like, that's not fair. So I think it's, like, our karma gets worked off now, and then we go back, and then we come back, and, you know, what we reincarnate if we have to. But
That's
I think
lovely.
there's...
But it's
I think
really
it's, like,
lovely. That's beautiful.
and two, the thing I believe about as far as, like, a creator goes is that, like, you know, in a, like, a capital G God kind of thing, is that it's, like, there's much more of, like, a hierarchy. So there is, you know, creator God, but creator God's more like, rather than being a physical manifestation of a being, I think it's just an energy. It is, you know, like, if you believe in, like, the web of weird, like I do, that everything is connected, you can, you know, pluck a string here and it resonates over there, that I believe that God is the web, as opposed to, you know, our creator God being an overarching over the web. I think God is the web, you know, the creation, the creator is the creation itself. So God is the earth, but God is the sky, and God is God. You know, it's just, it's all
I
connected.
think that's called panentheism. It's not pantheism, because it's not like the water bottle is God. It's panentheism, which is God is in all living things. God is in the plant, kind of thing. I think that's what that might be called.
I think so, where it's kind of like...
Like, I think that's a formalized... What is that?
It's a helicopter.
I think that's a the formalized... To me, it sounds a bit like that.
Yeah.
Like what you were describing.
And, like, I definitely don't treat everything as if it is God, because I feel like that's a reverence that's unnecessary in our daily lives.
Right, like killing a bug or whatever.
Yeah, I just think we're here to live, you know, and we're here to do human things, and I don't think anybody should feel guilty about doing human things because they're bad, you know, unless it's morally bad. Like, killing people obviously is morally bad, and you shouldn't do it.
Right.
Stuff.
Should we do our last question?
Let's do that, yeah, because I went off on a tangent.
That's
there.
okay. Where do you see yourself spiritually in the next 5 years?
You're asking me?
I have no idea. I think
can't
they mean
see-
where
I
do you
can't see
envision where do you envision yourself spiritually going in the next 5 years?
I don't know, because I don't want to...
I mean, same path, kind of just keep walking the same path you're walking?
Well, I'll walk the path as it is fit.
Yeah.
I might go down a couple of divergence, I don't know.
I feel the same way. I don't particularly know.
And I don't want to box myself in by saying I have to be somewhere when it's like, why would I do that? You know, I have plans for, like, my career trajectory by that point, but I don't have plans for more fluid things like my spirituality, you know?
I like that to be a thing that kind of goes with the flow anyway.
Exactly. It's the same way I feel about, like, romantic relationships and things like that, where it's like, why would I box myself in when I could let myself be fluid?
And I feel that way about art or creating things.
Exactly.
That I don't want to say, this is what I'm definitely doing, this is what I'm definitely creating.
Exactly.
I like to be able to indulge that Sagittarius moon part of myself, where it's like, no, I'm really into this right now. I'm really into that right now. I'm really going here right now. I'm really studying that right now. I do have books that I would like to continue working through, that I am working through. I just came out of, like, a slump of about a year where I couldn't read.
Yeah.
Like, I could not focus in order to read. And when I did, I would fall asleep. Or I couldn't remember anything. And it was like, everyone has those times when you're reading and then you realize you've turned a page through a whole chapter, but you can't remember any of it. That was my all the time. That wasn't just my momentarily foggy brain. It was like all the time. but now I'm starting to be able to read again. So I want to get back into reading.
Everyone I've talked to, and I work at a bookstore, so I talk to a lot of people who read. Everyone I've talked to has said the same thing. Like they've been going through a slump where they cannot read.
There's an enormous zeitgeist.
There is. I was having a hard time reading it since the fall, probably before though, and I've finally been able to actually read it.
The people of this country seem to be going through waves of the same thing. Like we're all on the same course of whatever we're working through. I've noticed that really a lot of people.
Yeah. So,
that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know where I see myself spiritually in the next 5 years, but yeah, I've also been experiencing, like, I had a slump where I couldn't read, and now I'm actually able to read, and I am flying through books. It's amazing. And I've not felt this in so long. It's been great. Yeah. Like, I just feel like I'm connecting back into a really, like, intrinsic part of myself. Yeah. The part of me that really wanted to work in a bookstore.
And that's big for me, too.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's so huge.
And, oh, that was loud. We got to the end.
That's the end. The end.
So this was
Get to Know Your Witches.
Get to Know Your Witches tag. I love you, baby girl. Yeah, I want to do more videos. Yeah. I really do. I want to do more videos, do more plans, but it's just like the brain is foggy and it's hard to focus, and I'm lazy.
Yeah. Oh, tell me about the reason. What got me back into doing videos was just literally forcing myself to do it. Like, just forcing myself. But then I allowed myself to not edit. And I just did my intro and my outro, and if there were periods of time when I knew I was off the camera for like a couple minutes because I was looking for something, I cut those out. Everything else gets left in.
I'm not sure I can do that.
Yeah, I understand that. That's just where I am. I didn't think I could either until I was just like,
Virgo.
Screw it.
Everything must be polished.
Yeah.
Everything must be, everything fits.
Yep.
I need to make it tidy. So, but that would be an interesting challenge because this is my full year. And part of that could be things like taking risks and then seeing what happens. Because one of the things my therapist always talks about is you can always go back and do it the way you were doing it before.
If the new way doesn't work, you can always go back to doing the old way.
Right. Like if I say did a video and left all of the uncut raw junk in it, me jumping up to yell at the dog or whatever, what would happen? Probably nothing. Yeah. And I could always go back to editing again. So that's kind of interesting thought. Yeah. Anyway, we're all off on a tangent, but that's okay. Hey, I hope everyone enjoyed. Yeah, it's like just a convo between you and me and the viewers. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. Yeah. We would love to hear your thoughts. And, should we tag people? If you're watching this and you want to do it, consider yourself tagged.
Consider yourself tagged. And then make sure that you say you're doing a VR to us.
So we can go and watch you.
Yes, we can go and watch you. And, don't tag us. We've already done
it. Goes without saying. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
And I hope you have a wonderful day. See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye. Bye.